Welcome to Toffee TV. It's Thursday. It's 5:05.
That's
five
good.
Past 5. That's not bad. To be honest, we were ready for 5, but we were just making cup of tea and stuff. And I think it would be disappointing if we were actually ready for 5 o'clock.
That'd be good.
I think that would be really disappointing.
You're saying that. But
We had a comment already. Gary Ward. Siren is on. So what we're gonna do today, obviously we're gonna do it normal live at 5, but we might throw a couple of AOB stories in.
I think so.
I know Baz has been beavering away and finding some AOB stories.
That's science, yeah.
So if there's any out there you want us to talk about, or anything other than Everton, I know we do generally go into other Everton stuff, but is there anything you want us to like really get our teeth into? Let us know. Let us know in the comments.
What's it about?
Owen Park says, "Hi lads."
Owen's a patron, no?
Well, there is the Owen Parks derby this weekend.
There is the Owen Parks derby. So, what can you do other than pay homage to?
There's nothing.
We just pay homage to it.
There's
It's
nothing
the
you can do.
Owen Parks derby.
So,
There you go. There you go.
there shouldn't be any problems with
Anything.
the stream today. None at all. We've identified the problem. The problem was we needed to turn something off and back on again. I mean, that essentially was the issue. We done it, and now everything's good. So
What can you do?
there's nothing you can do.
There isn't anything you can do.
So I think
mean,
there's not many of you at the moment watching, because I just think some of you are shocked that we're here at 5 o'clock. And actually, we've done everything as well. So
That's good.
I can go straight home afterwards. I've got footy.
I've got to watch Jack play footy.
Well, you know, I'm sure.
There you go. I mean, I'm just wondering why it's not showing up.
Well, I mean, it's because we're live. Kane says, "All right, lads, always live when I get home and settled after a long day at work. Nothing better." I like it, Kane. I
It's
like
like Kane.
it.
It's like mate.
I've seen Kane walking down Chilwell Valley Road many a time in his big Everton coat
Really?
after a long day.
So you're not that far from me, no?
I think he's going to catch the bus.
Oh, okay.
Long day. That's if he still does it. I've seen him in the past when I was working on the cab. So, and Steve Kelly says, "All right, lads, hope you're well. Podcast great again. Gomez, does he start for you, Saturday?" Yes. Gomez,
100%. Not even a question.
Not a question, baby.
No, baby. The pop picker will be there, baby.
Not even. He will be, won't he?
He'll be there. I don't manage, but I don't know. See? It's weird. Maybe it's on stream, baby.
I don't know what you've done.
There it is, there, baby. Click on that. It's not
that's
showing
not
up on manage.
I don't know what you've done.
I haven't done anything other than go to live streaming, baby.
I don't know what you've done. Just go to the actual thing.
Okay.
Just go.
I'm just going to the album management, baby.
I don't know.
You're asking me, but you've got it there.
I'm on. I've got it on. I'm
Oh,
all right.
so
But I
what
don't
are you-
want to overload my laptop. That's
No, so what are you? Why are you trying to log in there, mate? That's not the right one.
just log in. Just log in on Patreon. Go through the video. Doesn't matter.
Okay,
Just
baby.
go through the video on Patreon. Probably need a little bit of a refresh there.
Refreshing it, baby.
Owen Parks. The Owen Parks derby. The grief I get on Twitter thinking that I actually am neutral on the game from people. Well, we're suspicious. We don't know. We don't know where you are with
We
it.
don't know how much you
You
like.
go up. Click on that. And then just use that.
It's weird that though, wasn't it? That I wasn't showing up on the other one, but there you go.
I don't know, baby.
I don't know why it's your derby, other than the fact that you are absolutely in love with Sean
We
Dyche.
just decided that it was.
He likes Everton and he loves Dyche, so
What a
the Owen
combination.
Parks derby.
What a combination.
There you go.
So,
There you go.
what do you make of the manager doing his press conference on a Thursday, throwing everyone off guard? What's that all about? I think that's maybe, I don't know, because
So less people are going.
he's gonna take them all to a hotel tomorrow or something. And
I don't know. Maybe just thought get it out the way.
I prefer Thursday press conferences because it's better for us. We can get everything in order.
Yeah.
And we can get our starting 11 show.
It is weird, isn't it, that like Friday 1:30 always seems a bit late,
Yeah.
but then I suppose for team news and stuff, it's good because they finish training then if the training in the morning, and then he can give you the proper
He'll
update.
know, won't he?
But by the same token, It is. It's good on a Thursday to get it done, but I don't know. I suppose it must just be what he favours, mustn't it? Doesn't seem to be any real rhyme or reason with when they have it, other than
The day before the game.
I mean, sometimes he has it at like 9 o'clock on a Friday morning, doesn't he, or 9:30 before training.
I've literally never seen one of them in my life.
So yeah, early on. No, I know you haven't seen it, but he has had the odd one. But he does seem to favour half one.
Interesting.
Who knows? I mean,
He knows.
He knows because he decides when it is. I'm just wondering when they put that fence up. Is he gonna? Is he gonna sit on the other side of the fence going, just shouting stuff?
I want to see a picture of this fence. I want to know if it's a fence or a curtain.
You do, don't you?
Liverpool have got curtains.
Maybe he doesn't want that metaphor of putting curtains up for him. It's curtains for Marco. And all that palaver, doesn't
Yeah, maybe.
Well, you said he seemed... I hadn't watched the press conference, but you said he seemed very relaxed.
He did seem relaxed. Do you know what? He actually did seem more... His body language suggested a little bit more...
Confidence.
Freedom and confidence.
Maybe.
And also, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but the fact that it's a Thursday as well, do you think maybe someone's had a word and someone's not had a word with him as such, but just maybe people have been thinking, right, we need to change things up a little bit. We need to do our own thing. Let's have a pressure on a Thursday. Let's all be a little bit more relaxed.
I don't know. Maybe you just watched my video with David Maddock last week. The interview, and just thought...
The 8 million videos I've done in the past about it.
And just thought, you know what, maybe I do need to be more relaxed.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's feeling more confident because Gomez is fit and he's thinking, thank God I can change that midfield.
He said Gbamin is running again, which is good, but I wouldn't read loads into that because at the end of the day, it's still, the quad muscle is still all about striking the ball. I mean, I've currently got a quad injury and I'm not suggesting it's anywhere near as bad as Gbamin is, but literally every time I kick a ball I feel
Wasn't Gbamin's an impact injury?
No, he struck a ball in training.
Was he? Because the other story that's going on is obviously Jonas Lersel done him in training, and that's why Lersel was out. He done his ankle in and he done Gbamin.
Well, I can imagine that's probably what, that wouldn't be a great story to get out.
No.
But the official story is he was striking balls.
Because this is the circle of trust.
He was striking balls, and so I don't know, but either way, what I would say is a quad injury is all down to essentially... you can run through the ball. You can run, no problem. Yeah, but it's when you strike that ball that you feel that pain, and it is like being shot in the thigh. And it'll be a million times worse than what I've experienced.
But his muscle didn't come away, did it?
No, he didn't need an operation.
No, which is a really good.
Mine didn't either.
Well,
not that I know of.
That's good. That's good. Thomas Jennings says Marco's not flavour of the month, but I don't think sacking him will be the answer. We will only put ourselves back another couple of years. I think. What you reckon?
I don't think a couple of years. I don't know how you can put yourself back a couple of years if you got rid of something that wasn't working. I think you only put yourself back if the person who gets the job isn't very good and makes. The point being is supposed to be with the setup now. There's supposed to be a continuity, and whoever comes in is supposed to be able to just take the baton and run with it, and shouldn't be. At the end of the day, it's about building a side, and the manager's supposed to be part of that. He's supposed to be part of the side that you're building. So he's got to come in the image of the side. So I was certainly adhere to what you've already got. Everton would... I've seen scare stories saying, if Everton sacked the manager, and this is not a reason for sacking him, but I've heard scare stories saying from people saying if you sack the manager, you'd have to rip up the team and start again. That's not happening. That is not happening. That's why we've got a director of football, so that doesn't happen. Yeah. And you wouldn't appoint a manager. And again, we've spoken during the week about different people, and some people said, "Oh, he wouldn't work with him." But if that certain person didn't work with Brands, then he wouldn't become the manager.
No.
It's why.
It's gone past
again,
it.
It's another reason why Allardyce got the boot. It's just like he wouldn't have worked with the new setup, and that's what we're going.
It's gone past that, hasn't it? I do agree. You can knock your club back a couple of years because we did by giving Martinez the job. It took our club back 10 years under thanks to Roberto. And then it didn't progress with Koeman and it didn't progress with Allardyce. Because Moyes had built us into a team that was regularly in the top 6. It was built strong, it was a good core. And Martinez had ripped it all up within 15 months. We struggled, and Koeman wanted our asses, so you could guarantee him top 7, 6, 7, because he thought he'd get Barca. But now I think you're right, because of Marcel Brands. The whole idea is, and it's actually the correct way to run a football club, is that you buy a type of player and then you fit a manager to those type of players, rather than you get a manager in and try to fit players to the manager. Because that's what's the problem.
Sorry, I was just going to say, look how the wheels came off Swansea when they decided to walk away from that. And it might have been for them, actually, they might have almost run out of candidates. But when they tried to go away from that model that worked for them, that's when the wheels came off for them. And they've gone back to that now with they went back to it with Potter. And I think they've continued it with the coach they've got now, who was the England under-19s coach.
And that's right at the top of the league at the moment.
The top, and they're keeping...
They're doing well.
They've gone back to it, so...
For me, it's the only way you do it, with that continuity. You build a vision and you let an overseer see it.
Yeah. Teddy Sass says, hello fellas, have you got some inside news about Marco's future, or am I analysing things too much? Patron circle of trust, you know the score. No, there's no inside knowledge at all. The manager's job, as we know it right now, is continuing without any issue. I think we've just been talking about it because you've got to talk about it. You can't bury your head in the sand and say, I don't think anyone sat here, I don't think anyone this week, certainly on this side of the camera, sat here saying I want the manager sacked. We've just been saying, what if the manager is sacked? And knowing the fact that in the last 3 years we've had 4 managers, that sort of leads you to believe that the man in charge might have a itchy trigger finger. So you've got to be prepared for the next thing. But there's certainly no inside news, and there's nothing to suggest.
But what I would say to that as well, in Farhad's defence, has he sacked anyone that you've disagreed with?
No, I'm not.
And has he... My only criticism of Farhad Moshiri with the managerial thing, right? I 100% agreed with him getting rid of Martinez. I mean, the fact that it wasn't fully his decision until the summer, I'd have chased him long before he did. I fully agreed with him getting rid of Koeman, although he waited a month too long for me. And then when he did it, it was without a plan. I know they thought Watford had just let Silva go out the door, but he had no backup plan, and he went running to Eddie Howe, and he didn't really want him. And I even understand why he got Allardyce, because David Dean had spoke to him and given him the threat. You know, you look like you're going to go down, you need to steady the ship, and that's why he got Allardyce. So I think when he's got rid of people, and we all agreed with him getting rid of Allardyce, or certainly a large percentage of the fan base agreed with Allardyce being chased. So I understand what you're saying. We've had a lot of managers in the last few years, but they've all, in my opinion, sacked themselves by underperform. Allardyce didn't, in all fairness. He did what he said he'd do, and fair play to him. But Martinez sacked himself, Koeman sacked himself, and this manager will sack himself, in my opinion, if he doesn't, learn to be a little bit more flexible and have more conviction in his words. We all know the circle of trust, say it every day. I like Marco and I really want him to do well, I do. And I believe he's a good coach, I do. The reason why, Teddy, that this week we've spoke a little bit more about it, and I know you've said a couple of things like, oh, your body language has changed and all that. That body language only really changed because we've lost so many games on the run, and he keeps doing the same thing. I don't like that with managers. I'd like my managers to be able to look at it and go, right, I'm trying something different, because I want him to see what we're seeing, and that is that our midfield is horrific. It's so slow with Schneiderlin and Sigurdsson in. It doesn't function. Yeah. And your manager has to be able to look at that and go, this isn't working. Yeah. And I think if he'd have looked at it and gone, and what's my starting 11 for the weekend? Because don't expect them, but I would love him to pick the team that I've picked, to go, right, I'm changing things up because it's not working. And if he does that, I think a lot of fans will go, you know what, I'm right behind him, at least he's trying stuff. Yeah. And then it becomes about the finer things.
I think we're going to have to talk about these things because, you know, it's all about emotion. You're going to be thinking about these things, so we're going to be talking about these things, because I'm certainly thinking about it because I'm a fan.
But why wouldn't we talk about it? We're not banging the drum to sack him. We're not going, he's got to go, get rid. But we're talking about it because we're fans and we're worried and we want the best for our football club. And we both want Marco to succeed. We want him to win games. We want him to change the team, make the team better. But we will talk about it. That's what we're here for. We're here to talk about the big issues.
Yeah,
and
no point betting your
not winning is a big issue. We've lost 4 out of the last 5 games, just 3 games on the run. It's an issue. And it's not like we're playing well and losing. There doesn't seem to be any pattern. So we have to get back to that at the weekend.
Owen Park says, I think people are overstating my respect for Dyche. Why is it all about you, Owen?
All about you.
He's just a good manager. I put a tweet out saying gets no respect in comparison to Howe. Never said anything more than that. John Royden Krellin says, the fence is a joke. Most clubs use drones over the training ground these days. I mean, it's not about spying. We're not talking about spying. I think the manager said, and he even said himself, he said, from the car park, you could see where they train. And he said, I want some privacy. We've been to training and we were told that we could video the training. You know when you do like, they've done like, when you do like Champions League games and all that, and you see them training for...
They get 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. We did that last year, we got 15 minutes. But there was one player, and I won't say who was, who wasn't happy that someone was filming him training. And so the people filming him, I wasn't filming him at the time, but the people filming him were asked to stop filming him. And so it shows that players don't...
I mean, he should have been concentrating on what he was doing, not for the first time. But
well, the ball was on his side.
But that's fair enough.
So it obviously affects players. Players don't like maybe to be in full view of the public. And to be fair to Finch Farm, whether people have been to Finch Farm or not, there's a lot of ins and outs because it's the academy as well, and obviously because of the women training there, and because it's a
deliveries and things
and
like that.
And
all sorts go on there.
Honestly, I'm not being funny. When I was a taxi driver, if I just drove up to the thing at security and said, "Yeah, picking up, mate," they would have let me in. No problem. So there's a lot of people just passing through all the time, and if the players or the manager feel conscious of that, then that's why he's done it. Klopp's done it at Melwood. There's a pitch in the middle, and it's there like show pitch, and it's got a like almost like a fence that you'd see like the pitch, you know, any like you know, like you'd see any football pitch like AstroTurf, and they have that rim around them.
Yeah.
It's got one of them, and then you can draw a curtain, like this big curtain around it, because obviously where Melwood is residential area, kids are always climbing up, standing on bins and watching them. No problem. You know, when Belfield, people lived on the perimeter, so you could go, people go out their back doors and they would be into Belfield.
But what the first team would do with that is though, Moyes would train them round the back.
Yeah.
So even though a few houses would see it, you were screened. Yeah. So anyone coming in and out of the car park, you couldn't see the first team training. But that isn't the case at Finch Farm.
So I remember when I was on the cabs years ago and Finch Farm was just being opened, I used to go loads because it was part of the area I worked in, and I used to go and just park up and sit on the roof of my car and watch them train because the trees hadn't grown. So you could see them from outside on the road. You could see them training. I see that all the time, and then obviously the trees are all grown now. So now he's looking, and there's a little bump behind those 2 houses, so the houses can't see them. So he's just looking for, and in terms of a drone, I mean, I don't know what you can do about that. I wouldn't imagine that was much of an issue. So he's just looking.
Well, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
He wants it, so there you go.
Simon Rowe says, "Evening lads, just wanted to say the podcast was amazing."
Thanks, mate. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good this week, to be fair.
It's good when you get a subject and literally walk into the studio, and we do this every week, and we go, well, we know the first bit's going to be about the game and the last bit's going to be about the preview, what's the middle bit, and Andy went, I want to talk about the under-23s. So when we got into it... it
was handy because it was coming off the back of the win at Burton, wasn't it?
And once we got into it and started, and then things start to flow, don't they? And that's the great thing about a podcast. Good thing about doing a live show is you can just like flow from one thing to the next. So I thought that was interesting.
Thomas has said, good shout with Brands. Hope you're right regarding the continuity that a manager will slot in and suit the model we are trying to build. That's the whole point of it, isn't it, Thomas? Is that so that we don't jump from project to project, so to speak, so that it's the one common thread running through. It's easier rather to sack one man than to change 20 millionaires every 2 years, isn't it? So if your manager isn't performing the way you want, you get the next one in who plays similar to him, and that your line of progress should, in theory, carry on, which means you waste less money as a football club and you're able to control it. Anthony Davis says, hi lads, don't know about you, but I often wonder how does Marco motivate the players, because when I listen to his press conferences, I often find myself zoning out and thinking about something else. But when we had David Maddock in last week, I think Ped had spoke, I think off camera we were just chatting and you'd said about some of his press conferences aren't very inspiring because of what he says and blah, blah, blah. And David Maddock said, go listen to Jurgen Klopp. He said, actually, when you actually transcript what Klopp says, he doesn't actually say anything. He said he's just that engaging that you think he's give you a great answer. He said when you go back to write it, he said he doesn't answer the question. He never answers a question. He'll go off onto something else. And I think a lot of managers do it. A press conference, you sit down. It's like if you're getting questioned over your job, everyone is defensive, aren't they? No matter what, whatever job you do. If someone grills you over your job, you're going to be defensive. Someone asks us about that live show, we'd straight away go, hang on a sec, what? And we'd be defensive immediately, right?
Yeah.
Just let me finish.
Go on.
Right, so I understand managers coming in with that. And we've had Paddy Boylan there, and he said exactly the same thing the other day. He was like, most managers do have that press conference face on where we're going to give you very little. Moyes was perfect at it. Moyes wouldn't say anything, and if anyone dared to question him on an iffy subject, he'd have them, wouldn't he? Or he'd say one line and go, that's it. Remember he walked out over an Italy?
I was reading, there's a piece on the Atlantic at the moment, about, it's like the breakdown of a perfect post-match.
Oh, okay. Press conference.
Yeah, well, the one-on-ones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was like, they were asking...
Who's it with?
I can't remember, but they were asking different people, different journalists.
Oh, all right, sorry. I thought you meant a manager, sorry, yeah.
No, they were asking different journalists how they do them and what's the perfect way to do them. And a couple of them said, it's all about your first question. He said, you've got to understand that it's just after the game, so you've got to give them a bit of slack. But it's also, your first one's got to be your best one, because if you don't get them on the first one, you won't have them for the next. You won't open them up for anything else. And I thought it was really interesting because they were saying, like, it's how you... And Klopp's in it, because it was a big thing about the fella who asked Klopp about the penalty against us, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's penalty, and where Klopp was like, well, if you think it's a penalty, I don't want to talk to you because I only want to talk about you.
He embarrassed himself.
He said, I don't want... And that's sort of... But what was clever about that was, he said, he opened Klopp up, but Klopp still spoke, and he said so he's got what he wanted out of him, even if Klopp was moody. So it was a really, really well done thing. So it's a really good piece, actually, and just said, you just can't sort of bombard managers. And actually, I think when you watch Sky, so I think they have Vinny there today, and Vinny's very, very good, and people at the club will know him, so they're going to be a bit more relaxed. And he starts by asking who's fit, who's not fit, and then so then you've got the manager speaking on something he knows about, something he's got no problem talking about.
All right with that,
and then the manager starts, next question might be a little bit lighter, and then he might hit you with one. So today he asked him a couple of questions, and he's gone, Kurt Zouma, any chance? And the manager's at that point had loads of time to think, and then answers the question, and then it's like, are you worried about losing 3 on the run? That's not the first question. That's like the 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
He's already got the manager talking, he's opened it up. Which is a little bit different from what these were saying about the post-match, because post-match they're saying the first question's got to be the best question, because you'll find out where you are with them. But there's obviously an art to it, and our managers just. I'm going to put more down to what Maddock says in terms of language barrier than anything else. I think if the manager's got to stop and assess what he's going to have to say, it makes it a little bit harder. It makes it a little bit harder to get it across and they look like they're being careful about what they say, but they're not. They just can't.
Maybe just
They just
processing
can't
it.
get it across like the way they want. I mean, my God, English is better than my Portuguese and all that.
It's difficult, and we'll all take different things. But I know what you're saying, Anthony. Sorry, about in terms of motivating players. If you put it side by side next to a press conference, but I think you only have to look at the training bits, and you see that how he is around the players. The players do really like him.
It's natural environment, isn't it?
But that's what I'm saying. You can't. To me, I could understand. I would say that he'd motivate you quite well, because I think he's one of them fellas that'll tell you how good you are, but also tell you exactly where you should be.
I think
it comes down to the person.
I think the big problem with that is that sometimes fans need motivating through
the
manager.
Yeah.
And that's where you just mentioned Klopp. He's
very good at that.
He's very good at that, because when he does say all this nonsense...
He's rally cry, isn't he? He's rally cry. And that's the one thing I don't think Marco does do. He doesn't rally the fans very well. But what he did start to do well at the end of the season was compliment the fans about about Goodison. Therefore, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we'd go into it going, well, the manager said how key we are. Yeah. And I think he needed to do that before the Sheffield United game. I think he needed a proper rally cry. But then if you then don't back it up with an attacking team, everyone's on a downer. And I think sometimes you have to look at what kind of team you're putting out. So we're going to the stadium and we see Bernard and Iwobi and Richarlison and all these attacking players. Someday you're like, we're going for this today. But Sheffield United, we all walk into the stadium and we're like, Schneidlin again and Delph.
I still think that's where fans as a whole could do better, because I still think as fans, even though we make a lot of noise at the beginning of the game, I still then think we still then relax in our seats and wait for the players to do something.
You know the biggest indicator of what we're like as fans and how comfortable we've got in just sitting in silence. Chico put the best blag quote out ever about Pep the other day, saying the fans were the 12th man because they sat there and were silent and all that, right? And I thought, he's going to get hammered here now. There was a couple going, cheeky bastard, empty-head and all that. Loads were like, to be fair, we were quiet. It was a black quote. It was a black. Chico's the master at it. But no one was outraged, really. Everyone was like, yeah, he's probably right there, Pep. And you're like, whoa. But that, to me, showed that we accepted that, you know what? It was quiet at times. Even when Dom equalised, I thought we were quiet.
That's because of the nature of the goal. People thought it was going to get disallowed.
But even when he gave it, it should have been, come on, but it wasn't. It was, I don't know whether everyone just didn't believe we'd go on and win it. But
didn't believe we'd scored.
Yeah.
David Collins says he agrees with the fence. That is a joke. He says, I think he has to win at least 2 of the next 3 games, lose them and he's done.
Okay. He agrees that the fence is a joke.
The fence is a joke.
But you know what?
I don't see it as
a lot of. I mean, he's right. A lot of clubs do have it. United have a private place. City have it. Pep's one. If you actually watch their training pitch where they do the first team work, is away from him anyway. You can't get near it.
I think the problem with Finch Farm is because the flip side of Finch Farm on the other side, where they come out and do all the warm-ups, gets battered by the weather, I think. And I think the building blocks out that weather, but it shows to the car park. It was built so that the manager's office was on the corner.
Yeah, so we could oversee. Yeah.
So the manager could oversee training.
That was Moyes, though, wasn't it?
No, I know. Silver.
He's
hands-on. So that's clearly the pitch. But the problem with that is and
I wonder if with it having a fence around it, it'll actually make it a bit less blustery on that. I know it's difficult because it
might
is
only
open.
Be that one pitch.
I know, but that's fine for where he's doing it. What I'm saying is if they've just got the fence around that, and that's where he's doing most of his work, set pieces and stuff, I wonder if that'll affect the conditions, might make it a little bit more play. I don't know. I might be chatting wham, but...
Owen Park says, I don't remember how being linked with when Koeman went.
You don't need to know whether he was linked or not.
I thought it was Fonseca or Silva, and then we panicked and got Allardyce. We didn't panic. I disagree with anyone who says we panicked and got Allardyce. What we did was we steadied the ship, and the manager done the job. And Allardyce for me ruined his
goodwill.
Yeah, by all the dickhead behaviour. When we got beat at Burnley 2-1 and he's like basically giving grief to our fans. Where if he just shut up, done the job, got us through a sticky period, left the club and said no more about it, just took his money, I'd have no problem with Sam Allardyce. I think he did the job he was supposed to do.
I think if he'd have not put Lookman out on loan.
Yeah, that was a big thing for me.
Not played 5 at the back at Arsenal and chatted one before the game and just literally got on with his job. I think Everton fans would have gone, you know what, he's signed for us. Come in, done a job, and went.
Stephen Kelly says, your very sitcom of all time. Maybe he means your very best sitcom. What's your very best sitcom of all time? We were talking about sitcoms before, weren't we?
Yeah. Blackadder. I loved Blackadder. Clever.
You know what I've started watching a little bit of?
Upstart Crow. Brilliant, mate.
It's Fox. I love all the modern references in it.
It's hilarious.
Or when he's referencing his own plays.
When he's talking about when he's driving back from London and some idiot threw himself in the carriage. It was everywhere, all over the road. Why couldn't he just move him out the way? 4 hours I was in traffic after that. He's brilliant, mate. Just watch them in order though, mate.
I'll start from the beginning and watch it.
On iPlayer, brilliant.
So your favourite's Blackadder.
And it's Ben Elton, isn't it?
I was watching, although last night I was watching, I think quite a few people must have been watching it. There was a documentary on BBC 4, and it'd been on before, it was about Rick Mail.
Oh, right.
And obviously it was done from just after he died, and I was just watching, I was just an absolute bull. Because when I was a kid, I loved the young ones.
Oh, the young ones are brilliant.
I absolutely loved it, and I got that. And even though I was only like 4, 5, 6, I properly got the humour. And even when you watch it now, it's not as funny now, clearly. And there's loads of dead weird stuff in it, like properly
No, what
weird.
that was though, that was the point of it.
Yeah, but it was
students, weren't they?
But it was just properly weird, and
hilarious.
I loved it, and I love anything with Ben Elton. What I love about Blackadder was Flashheart.
Yeah, Lord Flashheart.
He was just the best.
He was brilliant. Well, I love in Upstart Crow. He's Ricky Gervais. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen that.
The 3 actors. Have you seen the ones who he always gets to do his plays? Now, started again, but there's one fella, right? The 3 actors.
One's in Miranda. I think the one I've been watching, he's in Miranda. He's like always comes into the shop in Miranda. Have you ever not watched Miranda?
Yeah, I've watched Miranda.
He always comes into the shop.
Well, there's the big fella. There's 3 actors. Yeah. There's the big one, the voice. The other fella, it's the one who the other one comes in with the grey hair. Yeah. But there's the 3rd actor who's got the bowl head, right? And he always goes, bit funny.
Him out of the one who hates him for a bit. Is that him? He's in what's he in? He's in loads. He was in Big Train and
no, that's not his mate who he loves.
No, the one who was in like the one about the hospital on BBC Channel 4, Green Wing. He was in Big Train. He's in Friday Night Dinner.
It might be him, but he's got a bowl head and he's with them 2 actors. So there's 3 actors together, right? Okay. The 3 actors. Get him up and I'll tell you if it's Ricky. But he's Ricky Gervais. So he's like, thinks he's dead funny, wants to change the comedy and everything's like...
I know what you mean.
Because you said, not really. And all, it's Gervais. Exactly and mate, honestly,
I know exactly what you mean.
His things are hilarious.
He's one of the funniest comedy actors in this country.
And he keeps going, like Gervais does. Yeah. Biting it, brilliant.
He's honestly one of the funniest people.
He's absolutely brilliant, isn't
he? Don't you ever remember you used to watch Big Train with Simon Pegg?
Yeah.
He's in loads.
I didn't, to be honest, I didn't watch a lot of stuff with the Pegg, but I know what you mean. But if you're not watching Upstart Crow, watch it. It's on the iPlayer, and you can start. They're all there, all the series.
Anyway, mine is Phoenix Nights.
Phoenix Nights is good.
Phoenix
Nights. Your best ever one.
That was it. Yeah. That and Porridge. Used to watch Porridge with my dad, and Porridge is one of those boss ones that you think there's loads. Porridge is clever, and there wasn't.
Fawlty Towers was brilliant. I loved Fawlty Towers.
I never really liked Fawlty Towers.
No, it was funny. Like,
what's his name? Is it Mark Heap?
I don't know. Show me his face, and I'll tell you if he's Gervais.
Him?
No, he's the horrible one.
Oh, I thought you meant.
No, he's horrible.
Yeah, I know, but he's the one. He comes. But in everything, he goes. Yes.
Yeah. No. Get the cast up and I'll show you which one it is.
That's who I was talking about. You'll know him if you watch like...
He is horrible, mate.
Big Train and things like that.
No, not him. He's horrible to him. He hates him. Well, he's the one who calls him Upstart Crow. That's what he calls. It's about William... It's that funny, honestly. It's like Blackadder, but it's William Shakespeare.
And it's David Mitchell, isn't it?
David Mitchell. Lisa Tarbuck's his missus. Yeah. Harry Enfield's his dad. Harry Enfield's horrible, isn't it? So he's got his hand... He's like a lid.
Tim Downey, is that it? Yeah, he's the one who's
Yeah,
in,
so
he's
the
he's one
two
actor, he's
actors-
other actor, he must be the third actor.
Hang on, I'll tell you. No, he's Kit Marlowe, who he loves. No, it's not Kit Marlowe.
Make your mind up, will you?
That's not me. It's you. You're putting me under pressure going, is it him? I need to see
Spencer
the faces.
Kemp.
It might be Kemp, put him
Right,
on.
Spencer-
And I'll tell you.
Spencer Jones.
Let's have a look. I mean, this is riveting, isn't
This
it?
is great banter.
It is. We just hang on, now Dave's brother there. Okay, no, he's not upset.
Him.
I can't see his face.
Hang on. Him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he hasn't got the beard
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
got a bowler. So wait till you see him with the two actors. He's Ricky Gervais. That's who he's based it on. He's hilarious, mate. Honestly.
So I love Phoenix Nights. I was talking to Billy before.
Phoenix Nights is funny.
Because Billy,
Did you like Max and Paddy?
not as much, nowhere near.
Yeah.
But it is good.
It is
I was
good.
watching talking to Billy before. Billy, now and again, stuns me by, and it's just the younger generation. Amy comes in, who does Liverpool Women's Podcast. She comes in, she's only 20. And clearly Joe, I mean,
Joe
doesn't know his from
he
his.
literally doesn't.
But Billy's been surprised with a few things that he hasn't watched. Like, last week he went to me, have you ever watched The Watchmen? I was like, not like he was going to say something from the 80s or the 70s or something. But he has watched Phoenix Nights, so that's good. He's gone back
Climbed
up.
slightly up the
He's
ladder.
climbed back up. He's in the Europa
Yeah,
conference.
yeah, he's only in the
places
conference.
at
He's not in the
moment.
Europa League. Yeah.
No, he's in the conference.
Billy, watch Upstart Crow. Funny.
Okay.
What's
There you
it?
go. I mean, that's what
That
you
was
want,
the answer
okay?
I wanted.
Like Joe would have been, who's the best actor in Upstart Crow?
Have you ever watched something and wondered if that was the funniest? Baz, what's the funniest line you've ever heard in a sitcom? That's what he would have
Joe's
said.
hilarious. Joe comes in and goes, lads, what's the best left back performance you've ever seen? And you're
At
like,
Goodison Park, though. He even like brings it to Goodison. It's not even anywhere in the world.
he's incredible.
Have you watched Fresh Meat, Billy?
No, I haven't.
No, it's quite funny.
I've
Just for
never
you,
watched
you being a student, of course.
I've never watched Fresh Meat.
It's all right, Fresh Meat. It's all right.
So yeah, mine's Phoenix Nights. Porridge. I love porridge. Love porridge.
I used to love Friends, to be fair.
Friends is boss. Still boss.
It's still funny. You catch it.
I'm trying
now
to
and
think.
again.
What else? There's loads, isn't it?
Yeah, that.
I like things
You
that
go
you can
for
put
it.
on. Know what?
Fools and Horses was brilliant.
Do you know what the funniest things? Things that you've never watched and you can just put on and watch them.
Yeah,
So, Upstart Crow, I just started. Know what
But I want you to watch it
I will.
right the way
But know
through,
what I
'cause
love?
it's
Know what I
brilliant.
love? And again, this is completely. And I'd be interested to know if Billy's watched this. I love the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah,
But
cool.
it's weird.
Yeah,
it's
it
weird,
is
but I
weird.
love it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
no,
it. Right.
that's nothing wrong
I
with
love
that.
it. And that's another one. And this is what I like about Upstart Crow.
Mm.
It's the kind of program that if you've never watched it, you can just put it on and find it funny.
Yeah.
So the other day I was watching, when I was in Wales, only having like the Freeview channels. So like I was E4 always had stuff on, and I was watching Brooklyn.
Nine,
Brooklyn
Nine.
And I've never watched that.
I like
And
Brooklyn
instantly
Nine.
I just thought it was funny.
Jake Peralta's dead funny.
It's just dead funny.
Yeah.
And it's the same with, so Only Fools and Horses is the same. Blackadder, you could watch any episode.
Yeah. Friends you can.
Friends you can
watch
watch.
it out of order. It is funny like Friends.
The,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is funny, mate. It is funny.
No.
Jake Peralta's
So
brilliant.
things you can just watch without any context.
Yeah.
They're the funniest things.
They just throw it on for 20 minutes and it's funny, isn't it? But, yeah. I don't know, let us know what yours are.
Yeah. But I you know.
Ian Lyons says, evening lads, asked last night about Anthony Gordon being on the bench on Saturday and your thoughts. My internet went off. So
Your internet went off.
So didn't get an answer.
Your internet went off.
Still the best £3 a month. Thank you, Ian, for your continued support. Tell your mates, because loads of direct debits haven't renewed. Just probably just haven't realised. Let everyone down. Let you down more than us. That's the way they are. Anthony Gordon, yeah, we obviously, I don't know whether you've listened to the podcast or watched it. I think it's out. You can watch it, obviously, patrons.
Patrons can watch it.
Me and Ped certainly feel as though he's heading that way to getting in the 18. Just the different things, a little spark. And basically because we're a bit bored of Theo underperforming. But yeah, I'd love him to be involved. I don't think he will. But I think he's training with the first team every day now. So, and you know what, I watched him the other night at Burton and his level had gone up again from last time I saw him.
It's a difficult period to put him into. But
home games would be the best. You know what would be the best one? Watford in the Carabao Cup.
on the bench.
On the bench for that one.
What else have we got here? Kane says, if we lose Saturday, do you think the manager will go? And also, is a draw on Saturday still a good result for Silva? Obviously not for me, but will a draw give him another couple of weeks in charge? I think stopping the rot is the most important thing. Obviously, we all want to win, but stopping the rot on Saturday is massively important.
Do you think he'll be sacked if we lose?
I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think genuinely he's got till the next international window. Genuinely, because then we're heading into like November.
Well, we're into bad and there's some bad games coming up. So.
So I'm just rapping.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Wasn't the greatest rap, I'll be honest.
Steve Kelly said, I heard the same story, Baz, about Larsell and JP. He also says, are you ready for the Hurricane tonight?
Is it tonight? Hurricane... Is it I don't know, mate. I mean, hopefully I'll just be in with the door shut, so...
Derek Hulton, well, I mean, if you want a Hurricane expert, the man's sitting here. He's lived through one.
I've lived through one, and we're over land, aren't we? So if you're living on Hilbury Island, you might get a bit windy, you know what I mean, Steve? And you are over. Steve's coming in Monday. Steve's in the final word Monday.
Is he?
With us. Big Steve, one of our patrons. If you want to be there, the invitation is always open. But that's what your £3 and more gets you a month.
Degsy says, even the lads caught me out there with live at actual 5. Well, this is what we like to do.
Well, Degsy, I'll be honest, we're aiming more to be live at 5. Honestly, we are. And to be fair, so after time, Ped has it ready, and then at 10 to 5, it goes off, and then he's trying to chase everything around. It's mad.
The thing is, as well, it's because I use the same laptop to do this as I do for the editing.
Yeah. Don't worry, mate. We're heading towards
that. My ticket has arrived for Saturday, and it's my first away game for some time because of my illness. But I feel good, and I know we will win this weekend.
Yes, Degsy.
Because Degsy's going to be.
Well, he probably will.
Is that
Degsy in the house. You and come on, pop pickers.
Give us a goal, Everton, won't you? Teddy Sass said, if I was Marco, now the time's to change the formation and lineup. The mad thing is, by playing safe, he's putting himself in more danger.
Yes.
Make changes and pull out a result, and he'll buy himself more time because it's a fresh approach and revigorate us as supporters. If he sticks by his guns this week and the result goes against us, he's inviting the grief and deserves what he gets at this point. You reckon he'll change anything this weekend, formation or personnel, honestly?
I think Gomez will play 100%. And I absolutely agree with you, Teddy. Well, he will change. Walcott won't start this week.
No.
And Gomez will, so there'll be 2 changes at least. I absolutely agree with you. He's inviting pressure onto himself by continuing to do the same thing. It's insanity, isn't it?
Yeah. Owen says it's a cliche, but you probably hate. But I would hate Silva to go now because there is no decent available managers.
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, there you go.
There's one.
And Teddy Sass says, remember your Dyche-loving phase, Ped? Yeah, no, I thought when Allardyce came in, I thought Dyche could have come in and done that job. I feel slightly different now, but yeah, that's how I felt. I've got no problem with that.
In all fairness to you, it was 2 seasons ago. He'd only had a couple of seasons in the Premier League. He'd steadied Burnley, he'd kept them up without spending any money. He'd had them organised. The issue has been he hasn't been able to take it on in the next 2 years. So this year they won't be in any danger of going down because he's got the low block perfected again and the work organised. He'll be in no danger of going down, but he hasn't progressed them at all. No. So I think 2 years ago to now is a massive difference. Yeah. And at that time, he was a younger manager. He was someone who knew how to get out of the plays, and we were all fed up of the nonsense that we could see from our team. Whereas now, I think it's a bit different. We expect so much more because we've got much better players now.
I thought he was a manager who could have got us out of the situation we were in, but then pushed on. And that's how I felt at the time.
Yeah.
But don't necessarily feel like that now. Gary Waters, Blackadder was brilliant, but how about the IT crowd? Or the IT crowd?
The IT crowd? Yeah, it's all right.
But I never watched it continue.
No. I loved Thingy. Big Bang Theory
Yeah.
for about 6 seasons.
Do you know
and
what
it
is
just
me
went on a bit.
probably is up there, and I forgot to mention, I don't know how I forgot to mention it. My genuine, if it's on, I normally watch it, is Father Ted.
Father Ted.
If Father Ted's on,
Oh,
and again,
Ted, you're a racist now.
It's another one that only had a few series, and obviously
Yeah, he died.
the
didn't
main
he? That's
guy
why.
died just after they'd finished making the last
No,
one,
it is.
essentially.
Yeah,
so
it is
it's
good.
app, and it holds up as well, apt, because it's about just generally funny things.
Yeah.
Steve Kelly says the young ones and Only Fools were my favourites. Good to see Gervais is doing Afterlife too.
Yeah.
He also loved The Office. Simon Rouse said, I loved Game On and Bottom. I loved Game
Oh,
On.
Game On.
I loved Game
T.
On.
Martin.
I
Remember
love
that
Game
one?
On.
When they changed them.
Yeah.
And they didn't reference it the whole way through the first episode. And right at the very end of episode, like series 2, episode 1, they sat there. Neil Stuke it was, wasn't it? He replaced Ben Chapman. And he was sat there watching telly, the three of them. And he went, who's this? And they were like watching it, and you're thinking, what are they going to say? And he went, oh God, I hate it when they change the character and they don't say anything about it. And the two of them just went and looked, and it went off. It was brilliant. And Janice was peak.
She was
Janice then.
proper filthy,
She
no?
was peak, and she was dirty. She was getting banged everywhere. But she was. I used to see her walking the dog because she was in Liverpool.
Watershed? One.
Liverpool 1, wasn't she? And she was having a bit with the married fella.
married
now.
to him, didn't she?
No, she ended up getting married to him, yeah. But
Um,
used to see her walking the dog on Wilton Road with him, with the busy out of it.
Womack.
Yeah, Womack and Womack. Yeah, them. But
Footsteps on the dance floor reminds me,
baby of you, teardrops in my eyes.
Classic. That was a classic Scouse
Next
tune.
time I'll be
I
true.
mean, it was made in America, but it's a classic Scouse tune.
Womack and Womack.
He,
But
also,
no, it was good game on.
he also says, Men Behaving Badly was also a good laugh.
Yeah.
It was. Owen Parks, he said, never heard of about 3 of them sitcoms. Well,
But then you've never lived.
Also never heard of Eraser, so...
And you hadn't heard about Eddie Howe, so I'm not coming to you, Owen, for news.
Simon Rouse says The Office was very funny. Keith Powell says Ped, Baz and Andy in the video podcast better than 3 Men in a Boat. Well, I expect it to be better than 3 Men in a Boat.
Who said that?
Keith Powell.
Keith is right, lad.
Go on, let me just do this last one.
I was going to go
'Cause
back
you
to...
love this one.
Oh,
Let
okay.
me just do this one.
Okay.
Simon Rouse says Hello was a classic. Good morning.
It was classic.
You know when you
Vicky
look-
Michelle.
Now when you look back and you just go...
Some of that was naughty.
They were very naughty.
But it was funny.
Why
though.
did those 3 women all fancy Rafa
I know.
Benitez, innit?
I know, it was bizarre.
Like, it's like in Heidi High, the way there was like these 3 girls, and they were all supposed to be the most glamorous people there, and
They
one
were
of
like
them-
Shane Litty.
One of them looked like
Not Shane Litty. What's his name? Shane.
Won't.
No. Oh, Shine. What was his name? Shane. The main fella.
But one of them, baby, that's what Jane, yeah.
Okay.
One of them looked like Gonzo out of the Muppets. She genuinely did.
I mean,
Everybody's anyone seen Ted?
Vicky Pollard wasn't great, was she? Ruth Maddox was the one you'd give it to at that time.
Has anyone seen her, Ted? Remember? Ding
Ted.
dong ding. Hello, campers.
Maddox, wasn't it? Looking.
The Maddox.
Maddox was scandalous. Who was talking about The Office? David Collins. Was Simon
Loads of
Rouse.
people. We've got loads of people talking about it.
Good. Simon, if it was you.
Simon Rouse says The Office was
The Office.
very...
Simon, have you watched the American one? Because for me, I loved the English one. I was like, nothing will ever... Why are they doing it? It'll never be better than our one. The American Office, it doesn't even get... The English one doesn't even get in the same stratosphere as it, mate. Yeah. No, but you know what? With the American Office, every character is incredible in it. And if you've watched it, how good the characters create. Oh, my God.
Simon Rouse also says, remember Hair Flick and General von Klinkenhofen?
Hair
He
Flick.
also says...
Hair Flick.
And he also says, and the Fallen Madonna with the big boobies.
Yeah, that was his
classic,
That was his favourite line, wasn't it? And the Fallen Madonna
Steve
with
Kelly
the big boobies.
says, just to change tone, do you think he may play Keane on the left on Saturday?
God, Steve, we were just in that happy place.
Oh, you've brought
The
it right down.
happy place of sitcoms, and you've brought our own comedy of errors back. No, I don't. I think at home, no, Steve. Sorry, just quickly.
on.
I think at home we should try a flat 3 in midfield, and Keane, Richarlison, and Calvert-Lewin as a proper front 3, but for the home games.
Teddy Sass says, curb your enthusiasm. Curb your enthusiasm.
Curb your
all day.
enthusiasm.
I love curb, but at times it does just get a little bit like, Like, I know it's supposed to get a little bit like there's just too many times that you can go.
I'll tell you what I love, for American ones. So I don't know whether you'd like them or not, but I like Modern Family.
Yeah.
It's quite good, Gloria.
But I never stuck with that.
But
I like it.
But what's better than Modern Family is the middle. The middle's absolutely brilliant, mate. The Hex. Oh my god.
It's not as good as Malcolm in the Middle, though, is it?
Mate, honestly, right? The brick Hex, mate. Oh my god. Middle is brilliant. Well, it's finished now, but it was brilliant. But 9 seasons, if you know what.
Owen Park says, I didn't know Ped once a dice. This has made my day. I mean, okay.
2 years ago.
If that's made your day, then I'm happy I've made your day.
That's good. That's good. Has Simon come back over the American Office yet? No. Have you watched the American Office, people? Tell me.
I've not.
If you have, who's your favourite character? Obviously Michael Scott is incredible, which is Steve Carell, but every character's brilliant in it.
I like the fact that the fella who played Jim,
he's brilliant,
is now
Jack Ryan, and he's also, have you seen The Quiet Place? Quiet Place? No.
Oh my god, it's so good.
What is it?
It's about, there's aliens on Earth, but before you go, oh god, aliens on Earth, right, these aliens completely detect sound, right, and they will eat you, right, so you have to be completely silent.
Nice.
Right, and it's about this family, so it's not full of aliens, but it's about this family who've got to live their lives under the threat of ever making any noise. So he's in it with Emily Blunt, who's his wife.
He's brilliant.
His real wife.
Yes, he's married to him.
And they've got a very young family. So straight away.
You know what I've seen? I've seen it advertised. I've not seen any of it.
Honestly,
is
it's
it good?
Because it's one of them that you're on the edge of your seat because you just
don't want them to make noise.
You just know that, and she's pregnant as well. So that it's like, well, how did
it sounds depressing.
It is and it isn't. But they just made the second one, but it's really, really good. And he's good as Jack Ryan as well.
I know, he's a boss actor. He's brilliant in that as Jim, mate. He's brilliant.
It's weird like he's gone on and been dead successful. And Martin Freeman, who played Jim in the English version, has gone on to be dead successful.
That's because that's a good thing. I think he's funny in it, though, Andy Bernard, who's out of, obviously, The Hangover and stuff like that. He's deaf. The black, he's deaf fun. In fact, they're all absolutely brilliant.
I'd tell you what's a good modern sitcom, but it's not really a sitcom as such, but it's funny comedy, but it's not a comedy, is, and I've told you this before.
Sitcom, but it's not a sitcom.
Yeah, because you'd have to watch it.
And a comedy, but it's not a
sitcom,
comedy.
But it's a comedy.
Go on, yeah.
It's Barry.
I've not watched it.
Barry is boss. Barry is, honestly...
I've not heard them say that very often.
Really
but
boss. Barry's boss.
There you go. Did you ever watch Thingy?
Go on.
Sex Education on Netflix?
No, I never got round to watching it.
Mate, it's funny, man. Gillian Anderson, brilliant in it.
Simon Rouse has said, not watch the American version much. We'll put it on my to-do list. Gary Ward says...
Watch it in order, though, mate.
Father Ted was from the same creators as The Account. I know, that's why I remembered it.
Yeah.
And Black Books, Graham Linehan. Yeah, Black Books is quite good as well. Although Graham Linehan's gone a bit weird on Twitter. I don't know if anyone follows him. He's become this, like... He's very, like... It's about... I'm trying to think of the right word. So he's always talking about, like, women's rights against the rights of transgender and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's bizarre.
What, playing one off against the other, or comparing, or...
No, I don't think he doesn't believe in, like, people should have, or he doesn't believe that people who are transgender should have the rights that they do, because the rights they do, and I honestly don't know enough about this, but it's, put it this way, it boils down to that, you know, like the way people have been saying about in athletics, like, and saying, well, they should let them in, which they shouldn't, because in sport, for me, you're one or the other. Simply because
genetically, physically,
physiology says that you're one or the other.
What do you think about this? This is going to be I don't know whether I should discuss this. Right, is that, you know, when...
Controversial, I like it.
It is controversial. But you know when a man wants to become a woman?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So say, like, you've got...
Like,
say, like, we're working in an office.
Yeah.
And there's men's toilets and women's toilets. And I come in on Monday and say I want to be known as Barrelled, or whatever.
Barrelled?
Or whoever, a woman's name. Barbara.
Who's called Barrelled?
I don't know. Right. I'm coming in as Jane.
That's your first issue,
right,
isn't it?
Jane.
Okay.
And I'm wearing a dress.
Okay.
Do you believe I should be able to go in the women's toilets?
difficult one.
Because I don't. I think once I have me last chopped off, then fair enough, because I'm going, because you've got to live as a woman for 2 years before you can get the operation. Anyway, can't you? I think because it makes
Friday to Monday might be a bit quick for that.
I still think it makes women uncomfortable, and I think that I'm all for everyone doing whatever they want and changing that kind.
I think that's what his issue is. That
it's just like
people can say that and expect to be like on a Friday to Steve and on a Monday to Susan.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's saying. It's like, no, you haven't earned the right to be this person yet, and you can't. And then you can't go. It's very complicated.
It's a minefield. So I didn't know. Anthony Davis said everybody loves Raymond. Is a classic. All the characters are brilliant. Ray Romano stand up on Netflix.
Ray Romano's in the.
Is worth a watch.
He's in The Irishman, isn't he? He's in The Irishman, which comes out in November.
A little watch.
Steve Kelly says sorry about the question. Keith Powell says,
Steve.
I didn't say the Three Stooges, chaps. It was a compliment on the show. No, I know. And it's fine. It's fine. And Three Stooges, shite. Stephen Kelly said, did you ever watch Balls of Steel? I watched a film called Balls of Steel. Wasn't that where the lad was like a...
he was the table tennis.
Table tennis. Like to China.
Oh, what's that? I didn't ever watch a sitcom.
And the lad who played him in it he's also in Fantastic Beasts. Jake Kowalski in it. There you go.
There you go.
Which was that was filmed in Liverpool.
Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Just let's have a couple of AOB things.
What you heard about me? Did you ever see Danny Dyer's UFO TV show?
No.
But I did see a funny clip the other day where it was like, you bought a Alexa, but Danny Dyer was the voice. But Danny Dyer's actually in the this little video, and it was funny. You're talking to you fucking mag.
What about this? Just a little bit of AOB. A chip shop is making battered Jaffa cakes.
And people are
very sceptical. A chip shop has been offering customers the chance to try something rather unique over the last few days. Don't fuck with Jaffa cakes, pardon my French. From mince pies to Mars bars, cream eggs.
I seen the thing about cream eggs last week.
Pretty much anything you like can be coated in batter and plopped down in the hot oil.
Oh, I don't like the word plop.
All the latest...
I do not like the word plop.
But the latest thing to get the calorific treatment is Jaffa cakes, and it's in Belfast. A chip shop in County Antrim has offered customers the opportunity to chow down on battered full moons over the weekend, but not everyone is. I mean, just look at that.
The thing about it is that people do...
Would you ever eat one of these? Would you try one of them?
I'd probably try one.
Would you?
Because the thing in the middle always stays. I seen there was a program on Channel 4. It was like The Secret World of Cadbury's.
Yeah.
And they showed like cream eggs and how they were made. And you know the insides is all the same. Like it's all the same.
So even the yellow.
It's just the same. It's just colour, just dyeing it to make it look like it's a yolk. It's the same flavour. And they had cream eggs. There's a place in Birmingham that does them round the corner from the where the factory is. I mean, you just went past something there, which was very...
This one?
Okay. She doesn't have to go on Tinder. Behave yourself. So, yeah, they were showing them and dropping them in, and then with the batter, I mean, all it is batter. It's just batter, and that's all it is. So it's the thing in the middle normally stays the same.
Eating batter, though, it's...
Batter. What else? So go on.
Look at this. An Australian Instagram star was left fighting back the tears after her account was deleted from the app. Sally Mustang Sally, I'm not having that.
When you get your Instagram count back.
Mustang Sally now, baby. She's from Byron Bay. Recently revealed she was expecting her first child.
Do you know what I think she said?
Goebel. Go on.
I know. I think she said when she seen it.
What?
She went, "Oh, mate!
Oh, mate!
Oh,
My Instagram account's gone, mate!
Got some cracking pictures of when we went on a holiday to Alice Springs.
Her account was removed, mate, shortly after the image was posted, reportedly, as it was deemed too sexual for
That
the
is too
site.
sexual.
That's
Have
too
they
se-
seen that?
They
It's
haven't
who we
se-
follow.
Whoa! Have they seen who you follow?
Have you seen-
Whoa! Whoa!
hang on.
Hey,
They
hey.
got you through many a night in the trench.
It makes my heart so sore, and I'm really scared. I'm 4 months
Oh,
pregnant,
man,
mate.
4 months pregnant,
It's my
man.
creative outlet,
I'm gonna
mate.
have a little dingo.
She has 300,000 followers.
I'd be gutted.
I mean, a fella's
Got tattoos of butterflies all up his body.
He doesn't
That
look-
should be more of an issue. His eyes don't look like they're pointing the same way.
no.
Look, his eyes are the kind of eyes that look like they follow you around the room.
They do. I mean,
they?
I don't know what she's done there.
They've both done it there.
Yeah, they've both had a bit of a mare. But what you, I mean, what do you think about this, like that kind of thing? If that's her, if that's her job,
Why didn't you
say?
why didn't you just give her a warning unless you know that? That's not. I mean, she's basically sitting on his knee or across him while he kisses her, and she's just got like a bra on.
And she's got a skirt on.
I've seen.
And he's got shorts on.
I've seen images.
Seen much worse. Look at
Maybe
this.
she was on a fan of one.
Ghost caught on camera knocking food to the ground at the service station. I don't like this.
I don't know if you've ever eaten a service station.
That's
a lot
in
of it
Cork.
looks like that it could move.
Well, hang on, let's see. Yeah, here we go. So we're looking here. Right. Okay.
They're here.
Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Not seeing anything other than. Oh, I'm seeing.
What am I seeing?
Are we seeing some kind of figure there? Or is that it there?
Was that just a wobbly camera? But
Is
where's
that-
the food hitting the
I
floor?
don't know, hang on. Click for
This is
sound.
crap.
No, hang on, something's going to fall now. Just bear with.
Switched off.
So hang on, so it's there. So nothing's really going on.
Can you just fast forward? It to
Yeah,
the bit
that's
where it
what I'm
gets
doing.
good? I mean,
Not-
this literally is the worst clickbait ever, and I've read a lot in the Echo.
Nothing's really happening. So
This is terrible.
we're literally just seeing a wobbly
This is
camera.
terrible.
We're seeing a wobbly
Why
camera.
are cameras that bad in this day and age?
We're still seeing a wobbly.
This is terrible.
So nothing's happening.
Nothing's happened. You've just been conned into watching the minutes on here, and the mirror had just had you off.
I mean, what's that though? That's what I'm more concerned.
David Maddock!
I'm more concerned about that thing there.
Terrible.
That's it. You absolute arse clowns.
What's this?
Someone battering
Getting
a
battered in a
disabled
bus stop.
person. It was
let's have a
causing
look.
chaos. Hang on. There was no chaos there.
There's none.
Was that? Yeah, that's it. Look at it. It was what we were looking at.
It just looks like a big sloth.
It looks like
Kate Reynolds says, have you seen The Good Place? I have, Kate. I really like The Good Place.
The Good
Really
Place is
interesting.
good. It is good.
I need to get back in.
I do. It's
It's
funny, The Good Place.
It is really good. It is really good.
It's easy to lash on for 22
And the girl
minutes.
who's like the English girl's really, really
Yeah.
funny as well. She's good there.
So is Kirsten.
Oh yeah, she's
She's massive.
you know.
Okay.
Gary Ward says American sitcom Seinfeld, never got into it.
Seinfeld, yeah, bits and pieces.
Derek Hulton says open all hours, Arkwright, Granville and Nurse Gladys.
Go,
The
Granville.
new version of it is the crappiest thing I've ever watched on television.
Who's in? David Jason's
it's
still in it,
terrible.
isn't he?
It's terrible.
Who's in with it?
Dingo's in it as well. Johnny Dingo.
Depp. What's he
No,
in it?
Johnny Dingo from St. Helens.
Oh, Johnny Vegas.
Oh, it's awful. Let's have a look. Owen Park says, I think the growth in gender-neutral toilets are there to quash the argument over accessibility for either gender. I think you're right, Owen.
Yeah,
if you
maybe.
go to the Duke Street Market, on Duke Street, they've got a neutral toilet. Dingo's had one for years,
What's Andy Castle doing? Selling his 325 grand.
sex toy business.
Well, I mean, we're doing
and
that in a minute, aren't we?
What's Dingo in town's been? The bar bars?
Oh, the barber. Yeah, it's had them for ages. isn't it?
Stephen Kelly says, also just been reading PS4 online, can play against people who Xbox online. Wow. When did this happen? Because now we can play Billy, because Billy is an Xbox.
Stop it. mate.
Lover!
Stop it. Don't embarrass the kid.
No, I know.
Don't.
I know. It is bad.
I want to talk about Tom Thurlow's
Right,
throw.
let me just finish
Go
the
on.
comments
Yeah,
off.
sorry, go on. Come on, mate.
Gary Ward said the League of Gentlemen is most bizarre. It was League of
It
Gentlemen.
was weird.
Brilliant.
It was weird.
Owen Park says batter Jaffa cakes with an angry face. Derek Houghton says they have been battering every chocolate bar you can think of for
Yeah.
decades in Glasgow. And Teddy Sass says, realised today the girl from Happy Gilmore is Claire from Modern Family. Mad. She is. But that's what's called being an actor. I know I'm terrible for that. I always do that when someone's on. I go, they were in so. Isn't that the girl from Fever
I do within 1 second.
That's the thing. And it's like some kind of mad shock that some person who's an actor might be in another thing. I always, that's Dingo from Dingo.
Tom Thurlow was throwing everything into his business.
Actually, no.
Ricky. But admits there have been a lot of hurdles along the way. So basically a man who sold...
athletic equipment?
Yeah, I think so. A man who sold his $325,000 home and Mercedes to set up a sex toy company says it was all worth it. What's he called it? L'Oreal.
Cock and balls.
Despite the fact he's still sleeping on a blow-up bed in his office. Tom Thurlow threw everything at it. And his idea to launch a new range of vibrators for women has spent the last 3 years learning everything he can. Last week, his hard work paid off. What a line. But it's a huge risk. The 29-year-old sold his 300... What are you laughing at here?
I'm just laughing at there's an advert for apparently WD-40 can fix your broken screen.
Of course it
and
can.
Someone's also using it to go down the toilet. I'm not being funny, but what kind of night out you have to have that the day after you need to spray WD-40 down the toilet?
Don't. I'm trying to see what Tom's done here.
Bog. He's well, I'd say fair, his office is well organised.
It's organised.
He's been to IKEA.
He's got boxes of vibrators, well compartmented. Rather than flogging a dead horse, I wanted to do something different.
That'd be a good name for a sex shop.
It would. I just thought sex toys seemed the most exciting. I don't take myself seriously, he said. I don't think sex is a big deal like most people in society do. People weren't surprised when I told them.
Everyone.
And he's got some tie.
I was going to say, he's basically got labour from Eastern Europe and China throwing all the bing bongs in a bag.
There they are, all are here, look. He's got Rick Wee with him.
Look at his shelves.
I'm not... Joe's turned up. It's the only...
I love the way he's done it. It's like, oh, you got to show that to the camera. He's done it like so the person taking the picture is like, hello, ladies.
I mean, I'm not going to see this. Are you going
to go a little bit higher. A little bit higher. There we go.
Can you see the massive member?
No, but don't scroll up so you can see the ones on the shelf. You can't see the ones on the shelf.
Hang on.
Oh, I love the guy. Good. Go on. Go on, get in there. Get right in there, Baz.
I'm in there.
Bit higher. Higher.
All right.
Oh, that's all right. Go on.
There you go, Brucey. I mean, this is the content that you want. This is the content.
I mean, no, this is the content they're getting.
Yeah, they're getting, whether you want it or not. I mean, what's that? Why is his tongue out?
And why those girls look slightly underage?
Slightly underage. He spent a lot of time learning about production. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it, really. It's really bizarre that a woman is judged on masturbation. I just don't get it. I'm really focused on women who've never had a sex toy before.
I like the way that Billy's face is because he's never seen AOB and he's like, what the hell?
What's going on? This isn't about Everton. Look at him. Look at his face like, oh, this isn't Everton. What's going on over here? We don't have this in Shrewsbury.
I bet you they sell them to the mills.
I mean, that's the weirdest one. Look at that. Male sex dolls. Does that not just look like a woman with a beard?
That is a woman with a beard.
But it might be too heavy to handle.
Stephen Kelly says, The Last of Us, is it worth a gold head? Is The Last of Us worth a gold?
Yes, The Last of Us is incredible.
It's brilliant. If you've got a PlayStation 4, download it for free now.
Do it?
Although it is a PlayStation 4, I say PlayStation 2. It's a PlayStation 3 original game now, so it might look a little bit more clunky than you used to if you've just... Don't forget, this game was like 4 years old.
It's a brilliant game.
It was a PS3 game, one of the last, and it's still brilliant. So it might look a little bit clunky, but it's worth playing because when The Last of Us 2 comes out in February, you'll be all over it.
What about this? Putting Christmas decorations up early can make you happier.
I'm sure it can.
Psychologist says.
But you're still a tit if you do it.
Elusive fen tiger, bigger than a Labrador, spotted in the Cambridge countryside.
There was one last week in Paris, wasn't there? Someone stole it from a zoo and then it got loose. And then there was another
and story. It's turned up in Cambridge. What it's got on the Eurostar.
Although, I mean, after the 31st, you'll be done in. There's one today. I think it was might have been a lion that died, and it was a New York lion. Like it'd been the New York lion. What is that you're looking at?
A
there?
mutant calf with a human face.
Stuns Farm.
That's
not a calf. That is a man with a mask. I mean, look, that's a man with a mask. Look at it.
Okay.
I mean, that's weird. I mean, that's an alien.
That's either an alien or someone's got
been
too
lonely.
friendly
Someone's
with
been
a
lonely.
calf. It's a calf. Look at this.
This is horrible. I don't like stuff.
I don't like stuff like
I
this.
don't like stuff like that.
This is a calf, not like on a leg.
I don't like stuff like that.
I don't. Look at that.
That you, Jeff? Jeff?
I don't like that at all.
I don't.
That's it.
I don't like that.
Nasty that, innit, Bill? Not like that.
Owen Park says my uni is gender neutral toilets.
Oh, good. Fair play to you, Owen. I'm talking about very specific thing. And it's...
The way you're just scrolling down.
I am just looking for another mad story.
Woman's drunken sandwich order is so weird. The Subway worker takes it. Oh, we've got to have a look at
We've
this.
got to have a
Come
look
on.
at this. I mean, if this isn't classic AOB, I
This
don't
is
know what
classic
is.
AOB.
This is a AOB original. After a few drinks, Anna ordered their first ever Subway sandwich.
How did he know her name?
Don't know. No night out is complete without a pit stop somewhere for some stodgy food.
Oh, unless it's...
Kebabs, pizza, McDonald's.
I mean, don't go for the pizza with this fella.
Oh.
Never finish it.
You should go for it with me because you get extra. You get mine as well. There's Subway too. Anna, 20, from London, recently tweeted about her first ever Subway order. And guess what? It got people talking.
First ever Subway. Sort your life out.
I mean, Serge Aurier is taking a picture. What's on it?
What's up? Well, what is on it? Does it not give you the list? Because
hang
the
on.
picture's not going to really do it any justice.
First time in Subway, and the worker took a picture of my order. Am I doing this wrong?
Well, what's she got?
This is what she's got.
Cucumber and olives on bread.
And cheese.
And that's it. That's it.
Hang on. No. Jesus Christ, who orders a Subway like that, wrote one woman. Another critic, I can probably think of literally of 1,000 sandwiches.
Just bread, butter, beets, cheese and cucumber. What? How did they make a story out of this?
Hang on. You've only put cucumber, cheese and olives on your sandwich.
That's what I wanted in a sandwich.
That's... So, because that's got on it, the Subway workers took a picture of it.
Someone's foot on it or something.
That was...
Do you know what
that was crap.
I think there's worse. I've been in where
crap.
people have ordered ham.
Oh, he was bossing.
Ham with tomato sauce on it. And that's it. On bread. That's weird. That is disgusting.
No, it's not weird. It's sick.
That's weird.
It's sick.
Farmer finds python regurgitating his missing 40-kilogram goat after...
There it is there. They're not looking at that, are we? So there you go. I mean, I've just seen something here. More than 1 million people in the UK
That's the kid out of Spider-Man.
are named after a Disney character.
Good.
Man in hysterics after bumping into Doppelganger.
Just click on that, because that is the kid out of Spider-Man. I'm sure of it. I am sure that's the kid out of Spider-Man.
Okay,
I'm sure it is. Is it the kid out of
I
Spider-Man?
don't know.
Is it Baz?
Asli Yozov.
No, it's not him. But it looks like him. That looks like
No, just this pal. No, just there's another guest who looked exactly like him.
Keep going.
Did ya?
Okay, keep going. Get more
Um,
detail? Oh, no, it's not. When you look at it from there.
no, there you go.
Okay.
I mean, what he does
Somebody-
look
I'm
like
not
him,
funny.
and he's got a similar top on.
This is why you should sign up to The Athletic.
Yeah, if
These stories,
if this is the
what-
standard
if
of
this is where the
stories,
Mirror and other newspapers are going down the Mail Online route, then
Hurricane Lorenzo, because Steve mentioned this
okay,
before.
let's give this a go.
Let's
before we
finish
go.
with this one. It's 80-mile-an-hour winds.
People have stopped commenting, so I feel like people have stopped watching.
They probably have. Probably give up now. 80-mile-an-hour winds tonight. Yeah, 8 have gone.
As soon as we get into the AOB, they've all been.
They've all swerved it. There's 900.
I came to listen about Everton.
950 Irish Coast Guards are prepared for once Storm Lorenzo hits us tonight. Storm Lorenzo.
If we can survive Hurricane Lorenzo, then we can survive Brexit.
Maybe that's what they're saying.
So look at this.
It's predicted Lorenzo will hit mainland Britain tomorrow. Oh, do you want you and your stupid storms? Well, I mean, not you, but
Yes,
you know, this
stormy man,
nonsense.
storm.
Absolute nonsense. Storm. Stop.
Is that Jermaine Jenis?
Looks like.
Is that... I hate Jermaine.
Stop naming storms, and then we'll go back to just having a little bit of wind like that.
That's a big swell.
That is a bit.
I mean, and that's not that picture from before with the fella.
Right. Dublin Airlines.
More flights cancelled.
Get him in it.
I don't mind a good storm.
You say that, but
Mind it.
it'll be dead windy
I
tomorrow.
know, well, that's fun. I'm not here. I don't have to worry about internet.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
There you go.
That was it. I mean, there was not much Everton news today,
Well,
other than
I mean,
well, there was
you know,
loads. In fact, what's the news?
Done like an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, we have. What are we on about?
An hour and 20 minutes. Last half an hour's AOB.
Yeah, AOB-ish.
You know, that's getting value for the money there.
Low. You're getting more than value for money, I think.
Billy, how did you find it?
Yeah, it was great.
I mean,
if Billy,
put that on the poster. Put that on the poster.
Billy's actually said something great, and he said it with a little bit of enthusiasm, so it must have been all right. So.
Any more comments on YouTube?
No, everyone's just gone.
Everyone's just swerved. There's actually zero more comments.
Yeah.
Right. I think Owen Parks officially ruined it when he said about the gender toilets.
That was it. People just went not interested. I'm going.
You know what I did see yesterday, and it sort of blew one of our things out the water. I was in Tesco and I was looking for a couple of bits.
Yeah.
And yes, you do.
As you do.
And then I was going in the Chinese section, and they've got green Kit Kats.
Mint tea.
Green, yeah.
Green tea.
So the ones Kate sent us that we were like,
made up with.
oh, we'll never be able to get that from Tesco. They're a big box.
Only because probably someone seen them on here.
No,
Kate's
Kate's
influence
on the world,
and that's it.
literally.
Kate's an influencer.
She's an influencer. You know.
So there you go. Remember her, Jill?
Jill commented she's happily married now. She got married, didn't she?
Well, so she wasn't happily married.
It's
just that she commented every week, then she stopped.
No. Well, she's
because she got married. Busy things to do.
She commented on something last week, I think.
She's got things to do.
She's got things to do. She's got life to live.
Yeah.
Experience to enjoy.
Exactly.
Places
She's married
to
now.
go.
She's married now.
There's no room for childish things like us anymore.
No.
You gotta put childish things to a side. I mean, you don't. I mean, literally.
Well, you've got to have.
You run a YouTube channel for a living. I mean, if we put childish things to a side,
what's the point?
What would be the point? There's no point.
You wouldn't even be here. So.
It's why at like 4 o'clock in the morning tonight I'll be doing a podcast talking about the fact that I'm so excited Spider-Man's back in the MCU. Do you know what I mean? But where would you be without that?
Asleep.
You'll be asleep.
Yeah. I'll be asleep.
You'll be asleep. I won't.
I'll have watched 2 Officers and I'll be asleep.
Kate Reynolds is doing a laughing face as we speak.
That's Kate, because she's great.
Kate is there.
I mean, John Blaine has just sent me This Is Our City.
What?
Which is Orlando, but I thought it might be like...
Oh, it's Man City?
Oh, it's Man
City.
City
In Manchester. In
Orlando, yeah.
No, I haven't here. Why would there be? John Blaine in Florida, is he? It's all right for
he's at his place, yeah.
It's all right for us. So, right, that's it. We're going. You got bonus content today, and it's all good. I mean, to be fair, it was a bit of a mess yesterday, but...
We made up for it today.
We made up for it. That's what we like to do.
Thank you very much for joining us. Have a fantastic weekend. You will obviously see us over the weekend, and hopefully we'll be talking about an Everton victory. And then we'll see you for the lives next week. Steve Kelly will be here Monday, one of the patrons. He's doing Final Word and Tuesday Topic with us. And that is all good.
Kate, hang on,
Go on. What's Kate saying before we go? I mean, I'll literally go onto there and she'll be there living the dream while you're arsing about. Kate is saying, I actually watch every day, just don't have anything intelligent to contribute. That is a lie, Miss Reynolds. That is a lie.
A lot of people say they haven't got the intelligence and still comment. So, that's what makes the show. I mean, it's why I'm here.
Kate, you are very intelligent.
You are so beautiful to us. Can't you see?
Yeah, everything I dream. I mean, your husband's watching you, be fuming off. We've just said, yeah, everything I dreamed of. Yeah, everything to me.
It doesn't work like that.
Does it not?
No, we're on the other side of the screen.
Oh, okay. That's
like,
fine.
You know what I mean?
Okay, then, Kate, you're everything we've dreamed of. Kate said that it's fine.
Circular trust.
Circular trust, yeah.
And
if Mr. Reynolds is watching, apologies.
That's why Jill's not allowed to watch anymore. Anyway, we will see you all later.
Bye.